Hi folks, this is Danny at Bradley James Classics, and today's classic car is in fact a classic van, and it's a Ford Thames 100E from 1959, 1172cc 4-cylinder side valve engine, and as you can tell by just looking at the front there, you can see that it's a car-derived van, and of course it's based on the very popular and well-loved Ford 100E or Anglia, and popular, and there was a fair few Ford models that looked the same at the front from this era. These vans were made, I think it's 1954 to the early 60s, I believe 61, and they were superseded by the Ford Anglia 105E van, and of course that turned into the Ford Escort van, which had a very long run. So this really is one of Ford's early light commercials, and it's got an interesting history. It runs very nicely and it's an everyday working classic. They are rare, you don't see too many of these. And the nice thing about this particular one is that it is totally standard. It's extremely common to see the little 100Es quite heavily modified in a lot of cases, at least a more modern 70s Pinto engine or Z-Tech engines, or even people put larger engines and hot rod them, whereas this one's had an easy life of being standard. What I think is interesting about it, it was actually in a museum, and it was actually used by the museum maintenance staff. And if I show you inside, how lovely an original one is. Look at those contrasting green seats and lovely door cards. It's got a few extra gauges there at the end, but it has its original steering wheel, and there's the location for the indicator switch. It's displaying 96,000 miles, and there is a host of old MOTs. And it's lovely where it's retained its original switch gear and starter button, and it's even got its original keys, light switch there, and wipers, choke. Very simple, very basic. Carpet surely must have been replaced because that's in remarkably good condition. Let's just pop that over there, and you can see someone's treated it to a nice bit of carpet throughout, and throughout the back. It's really in excellent condition in the back. Well, while I'm here, you know, I may as well just reach forward, because those who know you've got to stretch and get your hand underneath to get to the bonnet release in these cars, since the bonnet's flipped forward. Let's just pick this up and show you the engine bay. Now, you can't miss the engine because it almost looks like it would glow in the dark, but there's that little side valve Ford engine, 1172cc, plugs right in the top, still running its original alternator setup. Looks to have had a recent-ish recommissioning with things like plugs, and coil looks quite good. I'll just walk it around this side here. So yeah, very nice under the engine bay, and I'm going to try and show you that Ford badge down here. There we are, the 100E model number. It's lovely to see that, and it all looks perfectly good underneath here. And there's another ID tag just there, and that's possibly a paint code on there as well. So let's shut that down. Oh yeah, there's a nice little interesting fact. Those who know will know. That's a vacuum tank, because of course the party trick of these little cars is that as you went faster, often the windscreen wipers might slow down because they work on that vacuum, and that's the vacuum tank. So that's a little trivia. Now, I mean, the van is perfectly usable. It's running on a new set of tyres. It's fully undersealed underneath. It's rock solid. Doesn't need any welding. There's your Ford Motor Company Limited badge on the side there, and as I'm getting close, this will give you an idea of the paintwork. And the paintwork is perfectly serviceable. It's absolutely wonderful. It's no concours show winner, because in truth the car paint job does look to be a sort of a commercial flick over rather than a body sort of stripped down to nothing and then built up over layers, but it looks perfectly usable. And obviously it's been in display in a museum, they need to be of a reasonable standard. And I'm just showing you around this paintwork. It looks perfectly presentable. It's lovely that it's been painted in its original colour, but as you could imagine, this particular door has got some micro blistering on paint, but totally, in my view anyway, perfectly acceptable. It's crying out to be sign written actually. All nice and solid through those arches. There isn't any sign of rust in the bodywork, and it looks to be a real nice everyday working classic. Now, it starts on the button, runs very nicely, and certainly goes well. I've had a lovely drive just bringing it up here to our storage units, and a real pleasure. Brings the memories flooding back of the old days where you used to see a fair few of these vans around, whereas now you hardly ever see them. Let's just get the key out. And one of the interesting little artifacts was sat in here. There we are, little Thames. Still in regular, still in daily use, earning a living here at the museum, used by the residential tradesmen. That's not a bad company vehicle. Told you about the original keys. Here they are. Let's see if I can get lucky and find the right one to open up this back. Nope. Oh, that's the one. There we are, opening up. You can see it's real nice in the back here. More fuel can. All good shape inside. This van has had an easy life. It hasn't all been beaten up. These wheel covers inside are in real nice order, and nice bit of carpet. All looks like it's glued down on top of some hardboard. And there's the spare wheel. And I noticed there was the old starting handle over the front there, but as you can see, I'm going to go in through the back so you can see the interior here. The interior is really beautiful actually. It's stayed in very good shape. I've just noticed actually there's the rear view mirror tucked on that shelf, so that might need looking at. But yeah, she looks really good in this particular period colour. Always had great presence, these little vans, and well, Fords are always so popular in Britain. Everyone's got a story of an old Ford or something in their families, and there's no exception with this little van. So folks, if you are interested in owning a little light Ford Thames workable van, our price will take into account that in order to really get this up at the rankings at the shows, it might benefit from some fresh paint if you wanted it to be totally perfect, or if you could put up with the fact that there is a bit of age to some of this paint, and as you can see, a bit of micro blistering on this door, then there will be enough in it that if you wanted to do that, you could do. Well, just to recap, this is a 1959 Ford Thames van known as the 300E, 3-speed manual gearbox, 1172cc 4-cylinder side valve engine, runs perfectly well, starts on the button, and it's certainly set up for daily use, because it was in daily use, so there's no reason why this couldn't be your classic car as a daily driver. Would look brilliant sign written, and it would be a great advert for any business. But it is here in stock at Bradley James Classics. Please give me a call if you'd like to come and have a look. At the moment, because of I'm making this video during the COVID times. We are offering a click and collect service where people can leave a deposit and they can come and collect their cars. We do everything very safely here. Everything is wiped down with antibacterial wipes, and masks are worn, and we've been operating our garage under strict COVID working guidelines successfully, so there's no reason why you can't have this van, or we operate our own transport department to offer delivery all around the UK at very competitive prices. We also have the ability to part exchange, preferably your old classic car. And if you have any questions, please ask. We're delighted to help out and do our best to answer any questions you might have on this lovely old Ford Thames. So folks, get in touch in the usual channels, and thank you for watching this video. Have a great day, and thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.